Rangers, Florida, 59-60. We've got the Florida Panthers -115 favorite, total of 6 across the board. A couple places have it shaded to the under, but most have it shaded a little bit to the over, about -115, -120. And if you're the Florida Panthers right now, I've talked about it ad nauseum. It's a team that has been an over machine, especially on home ice. I believe all but one Florida Panthers home game has gone over the total, and the only one that stayed under was against Detroit. And Detroit's not an offensive juggernaut by any stretch. So, you take that one under with a grain of salt. Rangers, a team that struggled defensively this year, although they played better against Tampa defensively. Give them credit for sure. It was one of their better games at that end of the ice in pulling off a little bit of a minor upset against the Lightning the other night. But overall, it's been a team that defensively struggled, and Rick Lundqvist has not looked sharp. And at the other end, it's been even worse defensively for the Florida Panthers. It's a shame because their offense has been good. They've been getting good contributions from Vinny Trocheck, Nick Bukestad, Huberdeau. And they've been able to put the puck in the net. This Evgeny Dodonov's come in there for the Florida Panthers, really been a spark offensively, and they've scored goals. Their power play's working, but their penalty kill stinks. They're defensively struggling, and their goaltending is nowhere to be found right now. I mean, James Reimer's struggling big time. There's no support or increase or uptick whatsoever when you go to Antti Niemi at this stage of his career and bring him in. He was no better the other night. He's awful. Just brutal. I mean, that Antti Niemi of the cup-winning Chicago Blackhawk days is long behind him. He has not been a good goaltender now for years, and now we're starting to find out it's not just a product of playing for the Dallas Stars and their woeful defense the last year or two. You're just not very good right now. You have to look in the mirror and admit that right now. If you're Antti Niemi, you've gone into Florida here, Pittsburgh earlier this year, and just been awful. So now you got to look at the fact that I just can't stop a puck right now on a consistent basis. So that's Florida's problem right now. Pretty clear where I'm going. I've been on overs repeatedly with Florida at home. That's the way I'm looking here as well. I'm on it officially over 6. I think we get another again until Florida shows me something in net that's a positive, until I see something defensively that they're playing better at that end of the ice, that they're killing penalties. Over is the way I'm going to keep riding with this Florida Panthers team, especially at home. So I'm looking over the total of 6 in this game. We've got Alex B. Smith involved as well with the Rangers and the Panthers here. Alex, what are you looking at?
Everything you just talked about was dead on with this team over the total. The Florida Panthers, they have allowed 30+ shots in all except one game, and that was 25 shots that they allowed on opening night. So this is a team, like I said, the goaltending is abysmal. James Reimer is just not really ready for prime time as the #1 starter. Antti Niemi, loved him in 2010. Obviously, like I said, bringing the cup to Chicago, but ever since then, he's been a shell of himself. And now, maybe I don't even know if this guy would even be a good AHL starter right about now, the way he's playing. I was fortunate to be on Columbus the other night. I got that 7-3 win. I was stunned to see that they even got 3 goals off, because the way that Columbus played that game, Florida just seemed lifeless down the stretch. And so it's just a team that you can't really bet on them as a side, but totals wise, they seem to be an automatic overplay right now, kind of like how Toronto was at the beginning of the year. So I'm going to ride Florida and the Rangers over here tonight, and then probably be on Florida for a while if this goaltending continues to be as bad as it's been.
Yeah, I mean it's and it has been bad, and defensively they've not been good either. So it's been a collective thing. It's been the defense and the goaltending, but the goaltending, no question, is a big part of it. They've struggled to keep the puck. 18 goals allowed in their last 4 games. 18. That's a lot. That's a ton, and that's unfortunate again for the guys that I've mentioned: Huberdeau, Trocheck, Dodonov, Barkov. I mean, the guys like that have put the puck in the net, and they're just not paying enough attention, doing a good enough job at the other end of the ice. That is definitely an issue. They have actually had some forwards out Florida, and they could get some of those guys back. Colton Sevier might be back tonight. Jared McCann might be back tonight from injury. So that's something you want to keep in mind. I've got from a side perspective, I'm actually kind of leaning a little bit here toward Florida. I mean, this is a little bit of a step down in class for this hockey team. They played Tampa. They played Columbus this week, 2 very good hockey teams at home. You're stepping down a bit against the Rangers, albeit the Rangers won the other night, a good win for them against Tampa. But I don't know if I trust the Rangers to withstand prosperity. So I actually have a lean to Florida as well. I might have a smaller bet on that Florida Panthers side, but definitely the stronger play for me and the stronger opinion is over the total 6 in that game.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.